This is another video by registerednursern.com, and today we're going to look at the question, will hospitals pay for nursing school? And that's a great question. You know, many nursing school students find themselves struggling to finance their education. In fact, many potential nursing school students decide not to go to nursing school because they fear they just simply can't afford the tuition. Fortunately, though, there are ways to finance your education, and many of those ways don't even have to be paid back. One great way we're going to talk about today is by getting a local healthcare employer, such as a hospital, to pay for your tuition. Now, hospitals typically pay for nursing school through a program such as a tuition reimbursement program. First of all, why do hospitals do that? Well, obviously, they want to retain good workers, and when there's a healthcare shortage in nursing and other healthcare professions, they'll often sponsor you to get in your education so that they can fill those needed positions. With tuition reimbursement, what happens is the employer will often have certain requirements or even a contract which dictates the standards that must be met in order to be eligible for the program. For example, some hospitals will reimburse a certain percentage of your tuition for a certain degree, such as nursing, and that could be 100%, 75%, or any amount they decide to offer. It just really varies. Some of those programs will pay tuition with the requirement that the nurse once the nurse graduates, you'll actually work a certain number of years for that organization. So, for example, I've heard stories of people going through a tuition reimbursement program. They got their nursing degree, but they did have to work for about 4 years with that company. And, you know, if you leave early or something like that and you don't work the entire 4 years, you may have to pay them back a prorated amount of the tuition that they paid on your behalf. So that's one of the kind of restrictions you've got to worry about with these programs. But a lot of times, for example, in the hospital, a local hospital, they'll pay for a nursing undergraduate degree in most cases, such as your ADN or BSN degree, so that you can become licensed. However, they usually don't pay, at the local hospital I know, they usually don't pay for an advanced degree, such as a nurse practitioner degree. So, again, it just really depends on what healthcare institution is offering the program, and if they're really lacking in some specific profession, they may go ahead and, you know, for example, a nurse practitioner, if they're short of a nurse practitioner, they may go ahead and finance or help provide you with a program to help reimburse you for partial tuition for that. But that's just something that you're going to have to see with each individual healthcare agency. So here's the bottom line. Is tuition reimbursement worth it? Tuition reimbursement programs can be a great way for nursing students to realize their dream and graduate with a nursing degree. It's great for those who are already working in a hospital, and we often say on our website, you know, if you can't get financial aid, if you can't get another scholarship, and you just don't have any other way to pay for nursing school, a great idea is to go work as a CNA or some lower position in a local hospital that you know has one of these tuition reimbursement programs, and then try to get your foot in the door. And this may be one way that you can get your degree, okay? There are those restrictions that we talked about, that you may have a contract where you will have to, you know, work for maybe a certain number of years, or you may have to pay a partial amount back or something like that. It just really varies. Anybody can draw up their own, you know, restrictions or requirements. That's why every contract may be different. But overall, yes, hospitals will pay for nursing school in some cases. It's usually under a tuition reimbursement program. And so if you're having trouble with nursing school, that's one option for you. And also, we just want to say, feel free to stop by our website or subscribe to our YouTube videos. We're going to be putting out a few more videos with just some basic questions we receive on our site and some tips to help nursing students and nurses out there. So make sure to check out registerednursern.com. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.